Hello, this is Joe Vince Entertainment, and I'm still your reviewer. And this guy's been doing movies for a really long time, but only just recently he's been doing a string of really, honestly, forgettable movies.
Stoned. They tried stoning me. It did not work. Teen and no husband. You must put those birthing hips to good use at once. My posterior and kiss it repeatedly. I am Lord Charlie Mordecai. Well done, Jock.
He's somebody we've known, we've come to love. We love his eccentric behavior on.
Do excuse me while I kill the man who ruined my life.
Be my guest. Let us examine that claim for a moment from a corridor, shall we? Who was it that at the very moment you had a notorious pirate safely behind bars, saw fit to freeze said pirate and take your dearly beloved all to itself? So whose fault is it really that you've ended up a rum-topped deckhand what takes orders from pirates?
On a lot of his movies that or a lot of the characters he portrays, you know, he's not, in my opinion, I think an Oscar is in order here, a Golden Globe is in order in this movie right now. I'm talking about Black Mass, you know, Johnny Depp playing the leader of the Winter Hill Gang, a South Boston criminal syndicate known as Whitey Bugler, an Irish-American mobster that takes place in the early 70s and ended in a true life story that ended in 2011 after the FBI finally caught up with him. This movie is probably one of the more better films of 2015. I mean, this it has pretty much everything. Any if you're looking for like a serious movie, like if you're not looking for something that you know that you want written out, directed really well, and acted to perfection, and you want a story that doesn't seem like it's crammed in or anything like that. A story that doesn't like you don't feel like this is okay. This film's is pretty rushed. It kind of sounds that way, don't it? Or you feel like, oh, it's just gonna be just another story about a bad FBI informant gone bad or something. I mean, an FBI hooking up with a criminal syndicate, and then he decides to the boss of that organization decides to start killing on a murder spree. No, this movie's not like that. This movie definitely when I saw it, it's one of those kind of movies that when you see it, you gotta get into it right away, or you're gonna be lost. You're gonna be completely lost with this movie. If you don't see it from the beginning and you don't understand what's going on, you're gonna be you're gonna be a little bit lost. No, I'm just kidding. You're basically, it documents the story of the Black Mass, the book written on Whitey Bugler, and it talks about his deals with an FBI agent, and it goes bad, and then what happens after that? He decides he's untouchable, so he goes on a killing spree, and he has there's some vulnerable moments. So he starts, basically what do mobsters do? They kill people, right? They want power, they want control. He wants to give his he's an American, but he's of Irish descent, so he's giving there is some sensitive side to this guy. Like he's kind of like okay, I'm not talking like Al Capone per se, because there's some things about Al Capone that that made people think he could actually have some kind of humanity, but not this guy. He's more 10 times that worse than Al Capone. He's more of a heartless guy, and he doesn't care what he wants, what he gets. Who he has to kill to get it, and you know what I mean. And he's power hungry, just like any other mobster, but only There's a moment in this movie that made me actually kind of sort of feel sorry for this guy. Actually, I think it was for his wife. Okay, when he finds out his son has some strange disease that causes him to go brain dead, and his first marriage with his wife gets disintegrated after that, and you kind of see like a little bit of vulnerable moment on this movie because basically the rest of this movie, Johnny Depp is an evil guy. You know, he's untrustworthy. He'll kill you when he gets a chance. He wants the power. He wants everything. He doesn't want to get caught up. He wants to do as much damage as he can. He wants to have everything. You know, I mean, if you think about how many type of mobsters or gangsters we have in society today, he's a head above the rest, I think. So you know, he's playing he like I said, he'll make you you don't want to be in the room with this guy, but at the same time that you'll actually kind of feel sorry for him at some points in this movie. Like probably one of my favorite scenes of this movie when he's doing this. And he's kind of like uh, after his son dies, he kind of gets he probably in an even worse murder spree than before. So he's he kind of just like every guy, every person that does this kind of line of work is gonna it's gonna probably go even worse. It's gonna go things are gonna go from bad to worse. So he decides, these guys are gonna a rat. He doesn't want to be a rat. He's gonna take care of them. So he starts killing a whole lot of people. A lot of people die in this movie before this whole thing's over. I'll tell you that much. But I mean, this movie is not like I said. It's don't expect to see a unreal action movie. You're not going to see an unreal action movie. You're going to see this. This is almost like a biographical drama, crime drama, and you know what I mean. And you're not, like I said, you're not going to see like cars exploding or really brutal gun shootouts, stuff like that. And what you're going to see on this movie. This movie is a serious acting here. This is not, like I said, this movie doesn't have no time for humor. Well, yeah, I guess you could say he does inject some kind of humor in this movie, but it's so dark and so grim, you can't really recognize it when he does it. But like a lot of these movies, I've seen a lot of guys do this, like Tom Hanks, for instance, like Anthony Hopkins before them. These guys get in their roles really well, or more recently, Jake Gyllenhaal. They get in their roles really well, so well that when the finished product, you don't even recognize them. I mean, when you see Johnny Depp, it doesn't look like Johnny Depp. It looks like some crazy perverted old man or something. Like he's the kind of guy that you would see on Bad Grandpa or something. He doesn't seem you don't even recognize him. He's like and that's what I like about it. Like this guy really has a flair for the melodramatic. He's very good at what he does, and when you see movies like that, like I said, I like action movies. I like mindless action movies. I like Jason Statham. I like Sylvester Stallone. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I like all these Jet Li, all this other stuff. But I also like movies where you can actually sit down and or whatever. You're into it. This is definitely one of the best of the year. Definitely I give this movie it's a winner. I give it 5 stars because frankly it's a great movie. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not something you want to watch, and I mean, what I'm saying, it's not something you're gonna want to watch annually, but when you see it, you're like, wow, this is good. This is actually a good movie. This is great. And what Johnny Depp does in this movie, and let's give credit where credit's due on this movie. There's a lot of great actors on this movie that you could probably, a lot of you guys will probably recognize, like Kevin Bacon, of course, plays his boss, and Dakota Johnson's on here, and Benedict Cumberbatch is on here. So there's a lot of recognizable actors on here, and it's a really, this movie overall is definitely worth watching. Watch it at least once, you know, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's Black Mass, a true story of an unholy alliance between the FBI and the Irish mob, and it's a really, like I said, the guy who wrote this book, man, he was pretty much on the money about everything that's happening on this movie. So, like I said, I might actually have to watch it again just to like kind of like piece of, you know, like I said, if you don't watch it, if you don't ping yourself to the screen, you're gonna get lost with this movie, but you're not gonna know what the hell's going on. But like I said, definitely one of the best. I loved it. This is Showbiz Entertainment, and I am still your reviewer.